How's it going, everybody? So I came across something that was absolutely, well, you know how this is all about Back to the Future meshed with Donnie Darko. Well, you would want to do a midpoint, wouldn't you? You'd want to look at a midpoint of Back to the Future 7/3/85 and both Donnie Darko dates. The Cannes Film Festival or Cannes Film Festival over in France or France, which was 119 Donald date, January 19th, or also the midpoint of its USA wide release. Ooh, we need to look at the director's cut also. Let me bring that up real quick also. Hang on. You'll be fascinated. Did we already know this, that the Donnie Darko director's cut is August 27th, the rising date? Did we already know? Did we, excuse me, did we already know that? 37 prime member for the church. The 134, remember that on the clocks of Back to the Future? The Twin Pines Mall, or one of them, Lone Pine Mall clock, one of them, I think it was Twin Pines, went from 13.3 to 13.4. What was 133, 134, but it's Revelation 13.3 over to 134. And Shaking My Head Productions just claim they put out Shaking My Head Productions. Just claim they put out their last video. It says my final video. Look at the 3.4K. You're watching this on your smart TV so you can see the fine print. 3.4 thousand views the AI has given itself. And it was put out today because it's 6:46 p.m. on July 22nd. It was put out today, their final video. 128:53 is the timestamp on the thumbnail. Bottom right there. 128 is coded for May 8th. When you look at today to our event day, there's your 34. 34 is murder in reduction gematria. So it means we need to look at Herschel Walker and Bo Jackson, don't we? Herschel Walker, remember he was a big deal. March 3rd, 33, 1962. March 3rd, 1962. $239 Rising Day. On day 239. 239.18. It's a match, so it's a death and rising to the event day. 34 also begins the weeks. 34:16. That's murder, folks. Yeah, Herschel Walker. So the Donnie Darko date worldwide, and this is the only one that's any good because it's a director's cut. It's got more stuff on it. It's like 20 minutes longer. I think what's added is his dad's conversation with him for sure. So let me run that midpoint. As I was prepping for it, I wanted to show you all that. Hang on. So it's midpoint from August 27th, 2004. We had to add 4017 days, and it hits on August 27th again. So I guess we're going to have to prove that. August 27th, 2004. August 27th, 2004 to our event day of 825. It's 8033 days. So in order to divide it in half, you got to go 8034. 8034 divided by 2, 4017. When you add the 4017, see over here, we added 4017. It says it right here, added 4017 to August 27th, 2004. You get August 27th, 2015. What are the chances of that? And what's so weird is that's not what I'm supposed to run it to. I'm supposed to run it to Back to the Future's date, but boy, was that ever a wicked coincidence. Wow. So, July 3rd, we're finding the midpoint between both movies. It's 69.95, so we're going to 6996 palindrome. Might as well just do this with y'all. Hang on. I'm sorry, 6996. What am I doing? I lost my train of thought. Been a long day. 34.98. There's your 34 again. Jeez. 34.98. Midpoint. January 30th, 1995. January 30th, 1995. Christian Bale's birthday. Yeah. So there's your 153 for the fish. 378, 626, 3158. The other one was January 30th, 95. The other one was 12/16/94. 11575, 3189. 38 begins the months. 380 months, which is death. 38 is murder. Okay, very good then. Well, hang on just a second. Wow, very powerful conversation, and then that's well over an hour ago. Well over an hour we were on the phone. There's been a death in a family of a close friend, so we finally got to touch base. Death had happened on July 8th. But anyway, so I forget what I was talking. We were looking at midpoints. Is exactly what we were doing. We were looking at the midpoint of Back to the Future. So let's just go with this. We did the director's cut. Okay, I think we just did that. The Back to the Future to one of the Donnie Darko dates, non-director's cut. Look at this. To our event day of 8/25, the midpoint. It's 4/12/1993, one of them. Because there's a Cannes Film Festival, and then there's an October wide release. 121.88. 121 is Antichrist, 88 is Trump. With an 18 in there, just for giggles, 6 + 6 + 6. What in the world? What in the world? The other one's not as good. It's the hours begin with 289. The 289th prime number is 1879. 187 along with 79. And that's a big deal now. Don't get me wrong. But why look at a midpoint? Folks, I've told you many times, I understand this language. And if you remember the two total solar eclipses that made the X across America, August 21st, 2017, and April 8th, 2024. The midpoint of those two total solars was a total solar eclipse. So our Lord is all about midpoints when it comes to math. Who do you think sets your total solar eclipses? And I don't do stuff in that, I'm just looking at the math on that. Midpoints matter. And so understanding this language, understanding that this is all about Sirius the Dog Star rising on the same day of a total solar eclipse. I know that the total solar eclipse is all about Donnie Darko. Because when Donnie woke up on the golf course, Patrick Swayze, the sun's in Donnie's eyes, and Patrick Swayze comes up and blocks the sun, representing a total solar eclipse. And if you remember, and all these AI sites have showed us this, the kid's going, son, son, S-O-N, S-O-N, to wake Donnie up. Back to the Future, it's the dog that went 88 miles per hour. Dog's name was Einstein, if you remember. That's it. It's a fusion of the two movies. Do a midpoint. And you're telling me 121.88? That's what you're telling me? 7:53 on the clocks, and look at the time, 7:53. Yeah. Folks, I think we got our date. I just do. By the way, 12048, 48 is his name. Don't forget that part. All right, let's get on with it. The Hunt for Red October, that's all the Jack Ryan stuff. We haven't done that. What am I looking at here? I think that's stuff I'd already looked at, already did, or yeah. So the guy Tom Ellis, who plays Lucifer, guess when his birthday is? November 17th. He plays Lucifer on the TV show. When's his birthday? November 11/17. And he's what? 47 years old. Of course, 47. His birthday is 11/17. Let me repeat that one more time. His birthday is Zachariah 11/17. Do you see how they code everything? In what year? 1978. May 8th, 78 is when my friend died. Was shot and killed. Tom Ellis. Tom Ellis's birthday to our event, this 11/17/78. There's the 48 again. There's the 44 for 404 versus Revelation. It's 17/448. It's nothing. Oh, and it's 187 is in the hours. You're watching this on your smart TV, so you can see all this fine print. Mind-blowingly fascinating. The 48 and the 44. But other than that, I mean, I rate that a C minus. C minus. A 187 in the hours, that's a big deal. The McRib, Trump in the McRib commercial they just showed on one of these AI sites. The McRib comes to 237 in the Jewish Hebrew gematria, the most biblical. Day 237 is our date. The McRib. Cut out the and just do McRib. 45. Trump's number. Interesting. Okay. How we doing out there, everybody? Goodness gracious alive. So Charlotte, this Charlotte bank where the Trump mural is. To the Rising Day. Now this would have been, it's got all these different dates. It's got construction started, gives us a date. Topped out gives us a date. That's 34. Completed does not give us a date. Opening gives us a date. Completed just says July, but doesn't give a date. So we're going to ignore. We're just going to go with where we have exact dates. We got 3 dates. One of them, palindrome, 134/31. Same number backwards and forwards. Again with the 134, which is on the Back to the Future clock. Twin Pines Mall. It went from 133 and then click to 134. That's to the Rising Day. Remember, this is where the Trump mural is. This Bank of America corporate headquarter building in Charlotte, North Carolina. Is it North Carolina or I think North Carolina. The other day, look at this. October 2nd, which matches 138 Donald Trump when you spell it out. Yeah, it's 138. So anyway, it's October 2nd, the Donnie Darko date, whatever, however you want to say it. There's the 48 again in the days. That is Trump's name. Donald Trump is 48 in reduction gematria. Whew. Oh, and it's Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 7, followed by 48 on Rising Day, 46 on Event Day, but Tower 1, Tower 2, Tower 7 coded. Lastly, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. The 6-7 code, like we've been saying all along, is gigantic. The meme of that when it took place months ago, the 6-7, is the era from the King of Mystery Babylon, the sixth era to over to the seventh, which is the Antichrist. It's the era of the kings of Mystery Babylon, over to the final kingdom. Then we have the movie Yesterday. Remember, we looked at the song yesterday. Looked at the song yesterday. There's your 68, which is his name, the same cipher as Antichrist. It's got 79 murder in the URL. You can see that with the fine print on your smart TV. Because we wanted to look and see what the dates would be running it to the day before. In other words, yesterday. Well, it's May 4th and it's June 28th. And it's 116 minutes, which is a backwards upside down 9/11. Let's go. 2006-7, 0 in the days. If you go to the following day where you can say yesterday, it would be 2671. 38 begins the weeks. 38 is death, 38 is murder, depending on which of the four base ciphers you're looking at. The other one, it's 2006-15. Remember, 615 is when the Batman Begins came out. And 617 represents rising on the third day because the 113 prime number is 617. And that's why OJ in the white Bronco with AC, Antichrist Cowlings, AC Cowlings, AC Antichrist on the white Bronco chase took place on 617, Antichrist White Horse, coded. It was a very, very, very fake staged event they did with the OJ murders and all that stuff. The movie Rock and Rolla, I don't think I did that yet. Yeah, I didn't do Rock and Rolla. Did not. So I'll prep all that later. The Apartment won Best Picture in 1961. It's 238.71. Yeah, I just started looking at stuff from the 61 and the 60. I don't know. I was just moved to, but it's got 38 on our 38-day death and murder. 48, 4 months, 8 days. 48 is coded again. And down here, 48 is coded again. 34 down here is coded again in the weeks. I mean, we're seeing the same numbers. It's funny how each session that we do, it's like that's the theme of the numbers. This time it's 38 and a 34, or the 134. And I do these randomly. June 15th, 1960. There's June 15th again with the same theme. This was another movie that won Best Picture in 1960. I did 60 and 61. So this movie, when the Academy Awards took place. Okay. No, this would have been a movie because it took place in April. Anyway, this one is 24,177 over to 24,179, 66,210. The weeks begin with 34. The months begin with 79. Murder and murder. I was just randomly looking at that stuff. And then West Side Story was the other movie. Okay, so that was the two movies. The other would have been the Oscar date. So this is April 9th. The movie was called West Side Story that won the Oscar. April 9th, I think, was the Oscars. And not much there. I think we look at West Side Story. Came out on October 18th, 1961. It's 236.87. So if you include both dates, it turns into 236.88. So there's your 688. 68 is his name with Antichrist, followed by and it's fused with 88. That's a direct smash hit. 38 is in the weeks. It's crushing it. Now I rate stuff like that a B or even a B plus. What would be A's? Where when you see 187, and we've seen plenty of those, or 138s or 148s, but literally the 688 is gigantica. Also fused with a 36, and we've told you about that too. And another movie release date, 6468 down here, 3366 over here. If you include both dates, it turns into 235.66. And then on Rising Day, if you include both dates, 235.68. So you know what? 66, 68 coded, like we've seen many times. I had one more item to look at today. Guy Ritchie, who married Madonna. That's a big cipher. And Guy Ritchie, who's done a lot of big time movies, even with Brad Pitt, Snatch. He's got 1117 coded and 11:7 code. He's got Revelation 11:7 and Zechariah 11:17. 57 years, 11 months, 17 days coded. And look at the days old he will be on Rising Day. 2:11:7. So 11:7 is double coded, or 11:17 is coded with 11:7. That's death and rising. Revelation 11:7, the beast rising from the pit. Look at the hours. 5:08. 5:08 for our May 8th date. If we run that to event day, it's 5:08:32. The 5:08 is there regardless. And it's 21:168. We know about the 68. We've been over it, been over it, been over it. Fascinating. Donnie Darko Director's Cut on August 27th. Are you kidding me? And all those midpoints. So then we're going to come over to the next set of preps. Jack Ryan. So I don't think I've done that. Wonder Woman, I think we've already. Oh, that's a TV series. Haven't done it. The Crying Game. I want to look at the Crying Game. When's the Crying Game? Well, the Earth will cry when the Trump right eye wound. So I took a look at that. It's September 8th, 2012 for the video. And then there is a song and a movie. So the song 1117 is coded 13 years, 11 months, 17 days from that YouTube video of September 8th, 2012. What are the chances? 1117 to our 1117 date. Bingo, boingo, bango. 167. 67 is in the months. Then there's a movie called The Crying Game, of course. 313's are Brooder, right over there in the popularity. We look at the release dates for The Crying Game. September 2nd, October 30th, and June 19th. Okay, got them pulled up. I don't want to eliminate this until I know. It's 1241. And remember, day 241 has 124 left in the year. That is August 29th. I know that because I had a crucial suicidal death in the family on that day. So the 1241 has always meant a fusion of that. Day 241 with 124 left in the year is August 24th. That is also a big day for many different things that I can't get into. 311 is coded right there. 311 will still be coded on Rising Day, which is what it's about. Crying game number 2 is 33 years, 9 months, 26 days. The 926, the 1764. Oh, there's your 4052. 405 months, 26 days. 4052 is coded. Remember, that is what happens when you multiply 8 times 25 times 2026. It's 4052. That is the number for the day. Coded heavily right there. Look at the double 121s fused together for the crying game. Remember, it had 3 release dates. You're telling me on Rising Day, 121 Antichrist is double twin coded, fused together. If you run it to Event Day, it's 121 fused with 11.9, which is Donald in the Jewish Hebrew Gematria. The release date of the crying game in the United States, see, all of those were not the United States. They were like a premiere, and then this country, and then that country, because it was basically a foreign movie. I think it was a British movie. November 27th, 1992. When you run that to Event Day, it's 33,829. What did I just tell y'all about the 829? They know what they're doing. I know what they're doing. Look at the months. 404 for Revelation, coded. I know that they know that I know what I'm looking at that they've put out. Miami Vice movie. Did I do all of that? July 20th, July 28th. Let me make sure before I get ready. Yep, it's done. So let's do it. The Miami Vice movie has 357 in the URL up here. You can see that on your smart TV. 357 is the amount of verses in the book of Daniel. And there's Trump's birthday in the popularity. 14.6. That's how most countries write it. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen, and it's got a horrible rating of 6.1. Anybody that watches that movie and doesn't see it, it's a outstanding movie. He's lost their mind. They don't know nothing about movies. Love that movie. 68.79. Ooh, that's not to our date. Did I run that to our date? Yeah, I ran that to something else. Some personal ciphers. Sorry. So let's run it to our date since I didn't do it. The Miami Vice, look at the same theme, 34. I'm telling you, it's always the same theme. And there's 241. We just got through going over day 241. Is 124 left in the year. 241 of the months. 34 for murder in the days. 148 for Donald J. Trump and Simple Gematria in the weeks. 1048. 761 in the hours. That's combined 357 Daniel plus 404 Revelation, the amount of verses. And then the other was July 28th. To our event, 7,333. 7,333. Need I say more? I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to. I went ahead and looked at Donald Trump Jr. His birthday to the Rising Day is a perfect palindrome of 17771. 48 years, Donald Trump in reduction. 7 months, 27 days. The release date of, is the length of iPet Goat when you click it. 7/27 from the Helio Font YouTube channel. Look at the weeks. 25/38. So on the 25th will be death. 25th will be murder. 38 is death. 38 is murder, depending on which cipher. 38 is death in simple gematria, known as ordinal or English ordinal. 38 is murder in reverse reduction. 17771 palindrome on Rising Day. Trump Jr., Donald Trump Jr. That's it. Love you guys. Part 71.